welcome guys. Hello. Hey. That means you guys. You got to wave. There you go. You're doing a good job. Friends out in TV land, I am Jumpin Joel Flash, and I have gathered 5 musical friends who have recently released videos, and they're all from Ottawa. And, you know, we're all preoccupied with something called the global pandemic right now. So recently released videos, I think, probably haven't gotten as much views as we would have loved them to have. All this planning and everything. You guys get it. We're going to watch these videos together as a crew and then laud all kinds of compliments upon one another. I think it's a great time. What do you guys think?
Awesome.
Love it.
All right. We're going to introduce ourselves. Let's start with you, Lynn.
My name is Lynn Hanson. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I was actually in Europe when the pandemic hit. So I had to get myself back home ASAP, and been in lockdown ever since. It's just a whole different kind of world we're living in these days.
My name is Drae. I'm an artist and producer, obviously from Ottawa, Canada as well. Kind of mix alt rock, electronic, and hip hop music, little genre fusion blending. And I've been kind of holed up in my little room / home studio. I'd be lying if I said it hasn't been a little nice to work on music. You don't have the time, but it's a very strange world right now.
What up, everybody? My name is Flo, LeFloFranco. I'm a Franco rap artist from the region, from Ottawa. Kind of like Drae, I play with different genres as well. I combine hip hop with pop, with worlds, with R&B, with everything. So it's nice and colorful. And just like everybody else, just, stuck at home. I'm here. I'm not alone. I have my wife and my daughter. So it keeps me busy, challenging, and, we still got to be productive. So making the best of it. So I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
My name's Charles. I'm from a band called Valois, Valois, and we do kind of like glam rock with a lot of influence from like older classic rock or newer indie, and then like a little bit of everything. Multiple lead singers, vocals, and we put together a video in the pandemic because, like everyone else, I think I really just not had a lot to do but music. So I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for this.
Hey man, so I'm Andrew Cassara. I'm a pop artist, also from Ottawa. Recently released a video as well for a song called Bad Bad off a new album that I just dropped, which just happened to coincidentally be at the same time as the pandemic. So we went along and rolled with it. And I'm looking forward to watching some of your music video, guys.
It's gonna be fun, and it's actually interesting because both you, Andrew, and you, Charles, put your videos together in isolation, whereas I don't know about your 3 videos look like they were done before and then released during isolation. So we're gonna get a nice mix of stuff here. All right, guys, we know each other. We're all best music friends forever now, BMFF, and I'm going to randomly pick one of you to go first. It's you, Charles. Valois is here with a song called 2009, A Teenage Odyssey. And they say, they're equal parts classic glam rock, modern indie, outsider art, and drag. You say that you strive to break down barriers and binaries through theatricality and musicianship. And you released your first EP, We're All in This Together. But you, Charles, tell us all about this new song and video.
So the song's called 2009. It's me and Zoe Town, who's the other singer in the band. We went to high school together. And so did Sabrina, our keyboardist. We wanted to write a song about those summers right after high school when we were like 19, 20, listening to like indie rock, like Arcade Fire, MGMT, like The Deers, Malajib, like all those sort of bands in that era that we were into. And we used to go to these parties as well, which just kind of brought everyone from the school together into these like suburban bashes in Canada. So we wanted to capture that energy, but kind of explore that nostalgia a bit and kind of revisit it from a standpoint of being a bit mature and being able to look back on it and kind of portray it in a way that's honest, but like also a bit humorous and fun.
I'm glad you mentioned Zoe and Sabrina because, this format, we're only allowing for like one person at a time, obviously, but there are 3 vocalists, performers in the band. And you guys sort of came together as a trio using green screens and creative camera magicry, is a new word I've just invented, to create something really, really cool. I was really super pleased when I saw it, and I was glad you guys were able to.
That's absolutely right about the kind of the style of the video was led by the pandemic, not being able to be together. My background outside of music is video production, and it was fun to kind of try to solve the problem of not being in the same room in a different way. So took a lot of influence from the editing and like Tim and Eric and like even like old like video art and stuff. It's a strange video.
Art can be strange sometimes, my friend. All right, let's enjoy the strangeness together, my friends. This is Valois with 2009, A Teenage Odyssey.
There's a party at Leah's place, so grab your cheap wine and cigarette hellos. All the boys love Radiohead and all the girls have read On the Road. But there's a sadness that I can't explain, running through my veins, straight to my soul. Oh, it's the sadness of reality when the summer's gone, when we two turn cold.
Well done. Well done.
That's awesome.
That was great.
Cool. So like you used your video production knowledge, and it looked like Sabrina also had a green screen. So you had multi-green screens. Tell us a bit about the production of it.
Yeah, what we did was, like, originally we would have probably gone for like a narrative to like kind of bring out the narrative of the song, but being in the pandemic and being limited in what we could do, we decided we would each individually film ourselves performing it in as many sort of like interesting ways as we could. And then it was sort of a matter of finding the video in the editing. And as we were doing that, and we did agree to have like green screen shots so we could try to put ourselves together. So yeah, I spent a good week pretty much just full time, like dragging and dropping things, like moving people over, and early on kind of decided every silly, weird editing thing I can do to just do it and not worry about it looking unprofessional, because it's the quarantine edition, and I figure it's better to be fun and have a bit of rough edges than to, you know, try to do something that's just not really possible to do given the circumstances.
I agree. Andrew, I saw you bopping at the end there. What do you think of it?
I thought it was awesome. Like, I'm like super into the like retro and disco and funk and everything. And, you know, like in my music, I incorporate those elements. So like I've watched so many like disco and funk and retro videos, and I saw so many of like those transitions incorporated into your video. And just like, it just like kept things so interesting and fun like the whole way. Like, I loved it. It was awesome. All the you know, the quirky transitions, you know, where you like replicate yourself, you know, like all that. It was awesome.
Yeah, like old 70s TV where you have like the honeycomb effects and stuff. That was definitely a big part of it.
It's spot on. Even though it was created in the pandemic, it still didn't feel like it was done in the pandemic, for me at least, because it was so like retro. Like the theme was so well thought of, and it was well present, it was well kept, it was fun, it was dynamic. And it's like you really play with like the brushes, like even like she's like her mic, like yeah, it's a brush, and it's like yeah, we know we're in a pandemic, so you can't have like your real mic, but it still adds to the song. Like it still meets, you know, the retro vibe and all that. And you did a good job with like matching like with your live footage. So that also took away from like, oh, this is just like a homemade video, you know? So like kudos to you, is spot on.
You want to dance along with it. It's like, I agree with all the comments where it's like, you don't get a sense this was done like on, you know, during a pandemic. It's like, this is what we wanted to do. It works. It totally works. I would watch it again because it was fun.
Let's play it again.
Ditto.
Nice, let's go.
Give it up one more time for Charles and Valois, everybody. Nice work, guys. Nice work. We're all so happy and wonderful together. All right, we're moving right along, and I'm next. Lynne Hanson. Hello, you're next.
Hey.
Check this out, guys. Lynne Hanson has recently released her 7th album. She is a 2-time Canadian Folk Music Award winner, a 2-time Indie Acoustic Project All-Country Album of the Year winner, and a past winner of the Colleen Peterson Songwriting Award, and a 2-time finalist in the prestigious Caraville No Folk Competition in Texas. Oh, well, goodness. Lynn, you had come into my radio show prior to all of this, talking about your new album. You had big plans. Like you said, you were in Europe mid-tour promoting this. So all of this stuff was done. Like your video was ready to go, and the release schedule, all of that got mucked up. Tell us a bit about that, like how that.
Yeah, I mean, this record we dropped it February 7th, and I was literally like, I was in Europe. We cut the tour short by a week and just got home in time. And I think to the end of June, I have 61 dates that have been canceled, but I'm now canceling shows into November. And by the end of the year, it'll be 150 canceled tour dates. So yeah, the whole machine, man, it was already out of, like, the train had left the station. And then this thing hit. I almost swore.
Well, you know what? But like, it's on the one saving grace. So like, it was already like the package is done, right? Like the act of shows and promoting, like, you know, there's a wrench in the gears in that regard, but at least you still had the product done. A lot of people were sort of caught mid-recording or things like that, you know?
Well, and to be honest, at least the record was already out, so it does make it a little easier. But you know, I am sitting on like 300 vinyl that I still have left. So if somebody wants to buy one, please take it off my hands.
I'll sign them all up for them, Lynn. So 7 albums. That's wild. 7 albums. So the song is "Long Way Home." I've seen all the video, guys, but like I love the video. I love the visuals. Tell us what this song's kind of about and what you were going for with the video before we watch it.
Well, I mean, the video is really about it's a really autobiographical type of video, and it's basically about trying to find a peaceful place when you've got a lot of demons that are chasing you. But I always felt like the song itself had a movement to it, like a movement forward to it. And so, there's a car in it. It's like this is a video about the car, and but the idea was to have this movement forward that kind of matches the groove of the song. And then on top of that, we had like drone footage so that you get those really cool like overhead shots and, some neat stuff done with some of the technology that is available these days, just in terms of, giving you some really cool like video footage that you wouldn't have had otherwise, but definitely not done during the pandemic.
That's fair. All right, why don't we watch it together, friends? This is from her 7th album, "Long Way Home," from Lynn Hanson.
It's that time again. Half hour past when the last bar empties and closes down. Just the echo of my feet rattling down the street as I walk across the bones of this skeleton town. Past Hyde Park with its hipster cats, smoking and posing in their wide-brim hats, flipping bottle caps up towards the sky. Out past the railway line where old Jimmy marches rain or shine to the rhythm of the trains as they rush by. I got sad songs on my mind, the broke down heartbreak kind. Tonight I'm drunk, I'm a little bit stoned. I heard you're doing fine. For me it's gonna take a little more time. I'm taking a long way home. I'm taking a long way home. Lost track of weeks, just how long my friends all say it's time to move on. I think they think that I'm not trying. Well, I wore the soles right off my boots, running from the ghost of you. 1,000 miles and I'm still crying. I got sad songs on my mind, the broke down heartbreak kind. Tonight I'm drunk, I'm a little bit stoned. I heard you're doing fine. For me it's gonna take a little more time. I'm taking a long way home. I'm taking a long way home. Some days I wonder why words have to be so sad, why endings always feel so heavy and goodbyes have to hurt so badly. Dreaming isn't having one and still won't make it true. Could I've saved myself the disappointment by never loving you? On my mind, wrote down heartbreak.
Pretty cool, Lynn. I see that you worked with Map Network and Lindsay for that. Was this filmed in and around Ottawa? It looks like an Ontario road system you're on.
Yeah, we did it out in was it like Arnprior? I think it was Arnprior.
That works. I like, you were right about those drone shots, and like the color of that car, like driving through the green. I thought the shots of those were just really cool, and the shot of you walking away from the car, like with the guitar, I thought it was really neat. Yeah. Also, in the chorus, you mentioned being stoned. Do Europeans just expect that of Canadian now? Do you think like they just expect us all?
I'm pretty sure they expect all musicians to be that way. So
fair. Put it on the resume. What did everybody else think of it? Have at it, guys.
I really enjoyed the visuals, those drone shots. Yeah, like it was stunning. And it's one of those grooves, like just right off the bat, the guitar riff, like just the finger picking, the kick drum, it really drives. It's just like immediately your head's bobbing. And then the visuals paired with it, like Joel said, the vehicle, like the color of the car driving down the road, everything was just, it was really well done. I enjoyed that.
I thought like the overhead like drone shots overlooking the car were super cinematic. You know, like I love the warmth that you get from the colors from the video. It's very nice.
You know, there's something to be said about less is more, and I think that, I don't know if it was on purpose, but I liked how simplistic it was. You know, like there wasn't a lot of different locations. Like you really kept it simple, and I felt like it matched the record. It was very like peaceful and soulful, and just spot on. Like less is more was definitely like dead on.
It's neat because there wasn't a ton of different shots, but what there was so evocative of that like type of place, and the way it paired with the music, the way that the even the cinematography, even the color correction was really evocative of just being out, you know, in the valley or in, you know, a kind of a rural setting. And then you have this great kind of like really like nice folk songwriting going on. Like I loved how the bridge took it to kind of these new places musically. And then I loved too just the aesthetic of having like such a snarly little guitar solo in there. It reminded me of like like old like Bruce Springsteen records where the guitar comes in and it's just it cuts so nicely.
Well, the verdict is there, Lynn. We love your video. Everyone give it on up one more time for Lynn Hanson. Love Lynn. All right, next up. Who's on the chopping block? It's Flo, LeFloFranco. All right. Okay, check this out. Flo has been making music since he was 14, and you got a lot of Franco in you, my friend. You're of Haitian descent, born in France, moved to Montreal, then come to Ottawa, where you spent most of your life. What else? You worked with Yao on Bâtir pour Établir, and this record earned you 2 nominations at the 8th Biannual Tril d'Or Gala Awards, notably in the Breakthrough Artist of the Year category. Everyone give it on up for Flo. LeFloFranco. All right.
Thank you.
You have such a Franco background, and here you are growing up in Ottawa, which is a pretty bilingual city. How did growing up in sort of this multi-French country background, living in the bilingual city, influence your songwriting?
Honestly, I think it's just part of who I am, right? I think that being Franco is just in me, and I think that Ottawa just complemented that. And growing up, I went to Franco High School, I went to Franco Elementary School, so it was just bound to happen. I mean, you know, as any regular teen, like when you start diving into music, the natural thing is to dive into music like during the Anglo thing, right? Which I did. Like I started writing in English and did a couple of shows in English as well. But it was actually one of my teachers in high school who I guess saw potential in my pen and encouraged me to pursue it in French, just to be proud of who I am and put my first language on the forefront. And since then, I've been doing both. But really, since I would say like 2012, actively, I've been like actively doing it Francophone fully. My 3 EPs are Francos. The album I just put out in September is full Franco, 12 songs. And the record that we're going to see today is off that album. Yeah. I don't know if you have another question, if you want me to explain the video.
I will make you explain the video. Your song's on Assez, and you said that this was made before Isolation, obviously. So why don't you tell us a bit about the track, and then your thoughts when you were putting the video together? Like, was there a plan involved, or what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, for sure. The song is called On en a assez, which translates to "We've had enough." We're all at home. Some of us are more focused on the news than others. I don't know if you saw pass by in this week particularly, but we had another unfortunate situation where a Black man lost his life due to police brutality, George Floyd. So that just happened this week. And in February, we had the case with Ahmed Armory, who lost his life. Basically, he was taking a jog, and two white men took his life away because they thought that he was suspect. So the song talks about we've had enough of those situations. It's stuff that I've witnessed happen since I was way young. That's happened before I was born. That kept on happening throughout the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and still in 2020, this stuff is still unfortunately happening. When I was in writing modes, creating the album is called Inherent Force, which pretty much answers the question of I am, therefore I think, therefore I am, which is a popular philosopher quote from Descartes. And I basically took it upon me to add a question to that, which is, if I think, therefore I am, what am I exactly? So the album is kind of like a 12-track album that answers that question. And throughout, the answer is I'm an inherent force, something that's intimately tied to music. And throughout that, my existence, there's different emotions. There's joy, there's rage, there's love, and there's happiness. And that particular record faces on, the anger, the sorrow, stuff that we want to see changed. So that's what the record is about. I know that it's Francophone, but the vibe, I think you'll pretty much get. We really tried to tap into that rage, that emotion. And in terms of where we shot the video, we shot it here in Ottawa. We went to the Shankman Art Center in Orleans, and we're basically in a black box. And we created this black box also with some pipes you'll see in the video. And basically, I'm inviting you into my colorful confinement box, which is a funny coincidence, knowing that we're going through this pandemic. So when we released it, it was just an interesting thing, because we did not know when we recorded it. When we shot it in February, put it together, and we just released it a week ago. So this is it.
So it's very fresh, very, very fresh. We're getting a fresh look here.
Very fresh, very Franco. Hopefully the vibe speaks for itself.
I think we'll love it. Everybody, this is LeFloFranco with On en Assez.
On en a assez, racisme et sexisme, on en a assez, acte d'égoïsme, on en a assez, corruption dans la police, on en a assez. Est-ce que ça va changer ou ça restera ainsi? Sérieux est le danger, trop de cris dans la nuit, blanc et noir ennemi, blessé et enragé, regard intense engagé. Nos jeunes sont dans les rues, petits enfants perdus remplis de gratitude. Nouvelle à la télé, controverse habituelle. Une jeunesse menottée, notre fierté est devenue rebelle. Un jugement erroné, une personne condamnée, futur emprisonnée. Année après année, yo, oh non! On en a assez, on en a assez. Racisme et sexisme, on en a assez. Acte d'égoïsme, on en a assez. Corruption dans la police, on en a assez. Regarde, il se passe de quoi? On le sent dans l'atmosphère. Ne me demande pas pourquoi on déteste la loi, son visage est par terre. On crie à l'aide. L'amour n'est plus le remède. La honte est rendue le maître. En dehors de mon aide, c'est la haine qui succède. Action et conséquences. Une famille qui porte le deuil. Petit pays en souffrance. Mon et l'âme sur ma feuille. C'est rendu moi contre toi, toi contre lui, lui contre elle, nous contre vous, c'est la guerre. Une haine qui coûte cher. Et oh non! On en a assez. On en a assez. Racisme et sexisme, on en a assez. Acte d'égoïsme, on en a assez. Corruption dans la police, on en a assez. Violence erronée, fierté menottée, futur emprisonné. Yo, on en a assez. Tanné de crier, on est fatigué, on est écœuré. Yo, on en a assez. On en a assez, on en a assez. Racisme et sexisme, on en a assez. Acte d'égoïsme, on en a assez. Corruption dans la police, on en a assez. On en a assez, on en a assez. Racisme et sexisme, on en a assez. Acte d'égoïsme, on en a assez. Corruption dans la police, on en a assez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Well done, Flo.
Thank
Those
you.
visuals were amazing. You guys did amazing work in there.
Thanks, man. It's shout out to Dope Quality Productions, a company that's here in Ottawa, directed by Assez. Phenomenal guy, phenomenal eye, just dead on.
I don't speak French and I parle pas français, but I felt the rage and emotion you were talking about in the visuals, in your delivery. It was amazing. Great video. What does everybody else think?
That was powerful. That really was. I was beyond just as a video. That was just really like, you didn't use a ton of words, but man, every single one of them was very powerful. And I really felt like the music and the images, the way that you paired them, or whoever was directing it, they just they reinforced that sense, not like of an urgent violence, but not in a like you're not aggressing. But the undertone of that was just, to me, it was just really well done. Like really, it was artistic, but also extremely powerful from an artist perspective, I think. Really well done.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
It's very poignant, very on the nose, and something that a lot of people need to hear, regardless of language. So I really enjoyed that video. Well done. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
I love how it felt like so many different things in the video were giving this sense of having these strong emotions that just want to come out. Like even just literally kind of being in a box, and then like in the second verse you were doing triplets and then pausing and then triplets again. So it's kind of this sort of onslaught of words and then nothing, and then it created so much tension. And I feel like it was so, like, everything about how you made it fits so well with the message, because it's just, On en a assez is such a true statement to this. Like I was writing about the Wyclef Jean album for something the other week. I was listening to Diallo, and it's like, wow, that was like 2000, like 1999, 2000. Like it hasn't changed, and it should have changed so long ago. So it's so important to put this into music, and you did just an amazing job with the visuals and the music and everything.
Yeah, we really tried to tap in that emotion and that message, and convey that properly, to not come off as being aggressive, but really put their urgency as like, let's think about this collectively and let's really try and change things, And it's not just about racism, it's about sexism, it's all of these things, which is why we have like the different bodies in the video. It's not just me. We see girls, we see guys from different backgrounds, white and Algerian and all of that. So it's really a collective thing, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to reach everybody and put that out there.
I think you reached all of us, my friend. Give it on up one more time. That was wonderful.
Thank you, guys.
Wonderful. Just 2 more videos left, guys, and we are all, I think we are all best music friends now. Best music friends forever. That's all of us. We're all going to follow each other's Instagrams. It's going to be wonderful. We're going next to more hip hop. Drae, Take Cover. There you are. I don't mean actually do that. That's the name of his song. Take Cover. He's an alternative hip hop artist from Ottawa. He's drawing genre blending influences from artists like Linkin Park, Grandson, and Rage. You combine elements of hip hop, alt rock, and electronic music to create a frantic live performance. I have seen said frantic live performance, and it is frantic. You performed at the Juno Fest, the Blues Fest, Canadian Music Week, and Northern Touch Music Festival, and you won a Toronto Independent Music Award for Best Urban Recording. Drae, this video too looks like filmed pre-pandemic. Why don't you tell us a bit about the song, about the video, and what you're all about?
Yeah, so I've got a background in audio engineering, music production. Yeah, that's what I studied in school. So for a long time, I'd done everything on my own, like out of my own home studio. So this was the first kind of record that I'd stepped away from that and gone a little bit more analog and involved other members of my band. So that was kind of a cool experiment to go with. I was also the first time I've gone through a label, so it's a whole new experience for us, which is kind of fun. So much love to Matt Squared, Matt Robiard, and Matt York. They're the other two that are in the video with me. But much like Flo, this song's kind of like a rally cry almost. I wrote this song, like 4 or 5 months ago, kind of envisioning a world where an already kind of failing system had finally crumbled and the world had descended into chaos, and kind of what that would look like. And I think weirdly enough, we've kind of reached a bit of a breaking point where the song is a little bit more poignant than I anticipated it being, particularly with events like Flo was saying in the last couple of weeks, with the coronavirus, with everything that's going on. People have had enough. There's a lot of confusion in the media, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear. So that kind of touches on a bit of that. There's some symbolism in the video as well that touches on that too. So I won't get too much into that until after we've seen the video, but yeah.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. That's exciting. I'm excited to see it again. I've watched all the videos. And did you film it in Ottawa before we watch?
We did, yeah. So we worked with Andrew Cassara, Cassara Images. We've been working with him since day one. He's done a lot of video and photography work for us, but this is actually his first music video. So it was kind of an experiment and an experience for all of us. We filmed it at Sinkhole. Shouts out to Sinkhole. Very, very artist-centric venue. So we wanted to kind of use their facilities. We were actually planning on having the release party for the EP that this song is the lead single from at Sinkhole, but the pandemic kind of extended that. But nice to be able to still do some work with them. But yeah, so it was shot in Ottawa. Yeah.
Cool. Well, friends, let's all, I guess we're all seated. Never mind. It's going to tell us to take a seat. All right, take cover, everybody, because this is Take Cover by Drae.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude.
Wow, that hits you in the face right away, man. Such a cool groove and beat and tone, and you guys make a lot of noise for a three-piece. That's really cool.
We try.
I loved it. What did you guys think?
Can I just start by saying, you know how refreshing it is to listen to hip hop that has a message and that pushes the musical envelope? Like, it's so refreshing, like super, super dope. The energy was there. You brought the grittiness with the black and white, with the simplicity, and then with the savageness with like the TV and smashing it, and then the live performance. Like, you just really brought us into your world. And I think it's super like well done, super, super dope. I'm a huge fan of what we call, I guess, rip rock. You're probably familiar with the term, the marriage of like hip hop and rock, and just like you brought me back to Jay-Z and Linkin Park, and it's like super dead on. Like, major props.
Thank you.
Flo loved it. Andrew, what did you think?
That song, just for starters, it hits so hard. Like, just like right off the bat, just when the song started, I was like, okay, I think this is gonna be good. Just to begin with. Forget the video, like the song is just so good. But the video, you know, like I was just waiting for you the whole time to hit that TV. Just like when I started at the beginning, I was like, okay, he's gonna hit it. And then like it just never happened. I just waited. And then right before the solo, when you hit it, and then the solo came in, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
this is it. So good, man. Great song and sweet solo, man. Sweet solo.
Thank you.
Last thing I'll add, like the pen game is nice. Like, I appreciated like the technicalities of the wordplay. That's also important to mention. Like, in our realm in hip hop, like that's something that people, you know, most on hip hop heads won't notice. So as a hip hop to another hip hop artist, like pen game super strong.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thing.
You heard it here, Drae. All right, Lynn, what about his Americana pen game? What do you think?
I love the guitar playing, man. Like the guitar playing was top notch. I love that. No, it's a great song, and I love the fact that it's got a message, like from my world, you know, Americana world. You know, the message is everything, and everything else comes after the message. So I loved it. Again, so far, like all the songs that we've been listening to, the songs themselves have been great songs, and then the videos just add to it. That's what you hope. I mean, I can't believe this is all coming out of Ottawa, to be honest, you know, because we take we get poked on by our bigger cities, and you know, nothing good's coming out of Ottawa. And yet so far I'm listening to this, and it's like great songwriting and great production. And then you got great videos. Even when you're stuck in a pandemic, we're getting good ideas and stuff. So I'm just been impressed all along. Like everything keeps just stepping up a level. So it's really great, really fantastic.
Charles,
and I want to play with that guitar player.
The collab's coming soon.
I want him to play on one of my shows.
We'll call it Rage Against the Lynn Hanson or something like that.
Oh,
All right.
Believe me, I'll write a tune that'll fit his plan.
Charles, what'd you think about it, man?
So I think the first time I saw you perform was at there's a house party, and there was like a cypher with like Kenneth and Yuso and like a bunch of people in it. I remember it really stood out to me. You were very good, and that was like there's a lot of good people in that circle. But like seeing what you're doing now with like the full band thing and like the political message and the power of the music and the really kind of in your face kind of bluesy on the one hand kind of feels like a Rick Rubin like heavy thing on the other hand. Like it was a really cool combination, and it's really cool to see all this good hip hop coming out of Ottawa. Like I mean, the video was immaculate. It was so raw and simple and fit the music so well. I just thought that was really cool.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
The people have spoken. Drae, give it on up one more time for Drae. And tell your guitar player that we all clearly love him. Not that your drummers are great. We all clearly love him. All right, friends, we're going to end it. We're going to end this with a dance party. And Andrew Cassara, he is a Canadian-born pop recording artist from Ottawa. He's been releasing new music since 2013. He got a strong presence online. South Korean super fans as well. I've told this story to so many people because it's lots of fun. He went on tour to South Korea, showed up, fans with gifts. He didn't even know who they were or why they were there, but clearly, no, they were there for him. Anyway, Andrew Cassara. That's good. That's good. How you doing, man? Tell us about this. I was speaking with yourself, and you were talking about how you guys had filmed it in isolation. Oh, so we're bookending this show with isolation videos as well. So much like Charles, you had the song, but no video, and we're all stuck inside. So, I guess tell us a bit about the track itself, but also tell us how this video itself came together.
Yeah, so the whole album itself is kind of like a disco funk pop style kind of album, and it's all just about having fun and enjoying the moment. So the song is called Bad Bad, and it's just kind of like, I'm a huge fan of like the disco and like the retro era. You know, I love that style of music, so I just want to do something kind of like Saturday Night Fever-esque, you know. So I just essentially kind of like wrote a story about kind of like going down to the disco with your friends, having like the best night ever, you know, and just enjoying life and having a good time, you know. So that's what the song is about. And with the video, you know, it was shot in isolation, so we tried to do what we can with what we have. So, you know, we shot it also, like there's different people in the video, like my live band members are in the video. So we all shot it separately, you know, like we weren't in the same room, that kind of thing, you know, over like a number of days, you know, so it was all shot separately, distance, everything. So everyone's safe, you know, everyone's good. And just for the record, some of you I'm meeting for the first time here. So I'll just say for like first impressions, like in the video, like there are some scenes where like I don't have my shirt on, you know, and it was like for like the vibe of the video. I'm just saying, you know, like normally I keep my shirt on, you know. So I just want to
not in the disco though. When you hit the disco, it's time for shirts off. You know, I understand.
That's it. You gotta let it out.
That's it. All right, friends, we're going to talk about it after we see it, but now let's have a dance party. This is Bad Bad by Andrew Cassara.
We don't need to run and hide. Oh, they don't know what's right. If we take it there tonight, if we take there tonight, we don't need to run and hide. If we take there tonight, they don't need to know your mind. Dance, dance, dance. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like when you back to the beat, yeah. Dance, dance, dance. Don't just stop now. Oh, you're so bad for me. Yes, so bad, bad. Dance, dance, dance. Funk you up to the beat. Dance, dance, dance. Oh, you know you brought me back, back. Dance, dance, dance. Get your feet on the beat. Dance, dance, dance. Got you beat, bad, bad.
Woo! Yeah. That was a dance party. You got like as soon as that you were right about the disco and the funk. That bass line, huh? It just made that bass line was so thick you could eat it. I loved it. It had me bopping. I love the visuals and like it, the coloring. Like I don't know what you'd call it, but I don't know if that was just done with lights or extra filters or whatever. But it made it feel like that disco, despite like I don't know where you filmed it. It had to have been done in isolation, right? But like yeah, I thought it was lovely. Great job.
Thank you. It was actually filmed in my basement.
Oh,
That's all I'll say.
that's fair. That's fair. All right, who wants to go first? What do you guys think of it?
I've known you for a long time, dude. That like captured all the energy of your live show. The groove's great. I've heard that song so many times live and was really looking forward to the drop of it. So I enjoyed that a lot, man. I really love the animation around the guitar, around you, around the glasses, the horn. I don't know who produced that. I love that in music videos, like the frame by frame animation. And I noticed something that I didn't notice the first few times I listened to it. Is that where you got the name for the album from? Is from the lyrics from that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
You can't repeat. Thanks, man.
You make me want to dance. You make me want to go out. Like, what else to say?
Yes.
Mission accomplished. I think if you wanted to bring us back to the disco, to that funk vibe, to just everything you said before we watched the video, the feel good, like you nailed it, you know? And just like Valois, like it didn't feel like it was shot or created during the pandemic. Like super well done. I don't know who is doing your editing work, but you got to hook it up because they did a phenomenal job. Really, really well done. And the shirt off thing is perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's almost like if you would have a shirt on, it wouldn't feel right, you know? So it just felt the whole vibe was like captured. You done good. Super dope.
That's really thank you.
It would totally not work. Totally not work if you were wearing a shirt.
Zero stars. Sure. Very good. Charles, what do you think of it? The other made in isolation video.
Well, firstly, it did what I feel like any sort of disco sort of influence song should do, which is that I immediately was bopping back and forth in my seat. And it had so much energy and such a, like, I love this type of music. I kind of feel like you're moving like towards kind of the same sort of, like, I feel like we have similar interests musically, but we're approaching them from different perspectives. And I always loved seeing that. It, on a like technical standpoint, the video, I thought doing like a high contrast look like that was really smart because it really gave the illusion that you were all together in one room. It did not feel like it was filmed during the pandemic, and it all just fit perfectly. The shirt off thing was perfect. If I get a bod like that, I'll probably stop wearing a shirt in Valois videos. It made me really dance. It felt fun, and that's kind of what I've been craving in the pandemic is just, you know, real classic fun dance pop music, and you did it great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Lynn, what do you think? Do you have a disco song to write in your future or what?
Oh, I want to collaborate with all these guys. Honestly,
Ditto.
the most,
Ditto.
and especially I've been writing in French, so I would actually really like to write some songs in French avec toi, because
And there's
I've been
plenty
dipping.
of us out there willing to collaborate. So we'll
And and honestly, because a lot I get, of all the different groups that are here, like in terms of musical styles, I tend to get lumped into this, like, oh, you're kind of Americana folk and we don't know what the hell to do with you. But I'm a songwriter. And so I love being exposed to different kinds of music, because good music is good music, and it doesn't matter what genre it is. And it's I really feel a lot of the times as musicians, especially, and as writers, your biggest challenge is to sit down with someone who doesn't do exactly what you do and see what you come up with. And you can get some of the coolest things. And kind of what I'm seeing here today across the board from everybody is what you wouldn't expect. Like if you'd given me a label and said, these guys are like this is a pop guy, this is a hip hop guy, this is this kind of guy. That's not what I'm hearing today. I'm just hearing really good songs. They're executed really well. And so, I would love to see some collaboration come out of this, because again, we have time.
We still have time. Lynn, what a group hug.
Definitely
what a
have
group
time.
hug you've given us all. That's lovely. So it sounds like we had fun here today, huh, guys? Like we had a good time, or what?
Oh, yeah,
And-
definitely.
Yeah, like
Great
Lynn, I like what you said earlier, Lynn, about how like you were like, wow, all this is happening in Ottawa. There was more interest than, like, I think 5 is the perfect amount for a show like this. You can put something together, but like there was so much more from like a crazy bunch of other different genres as well. So we'd love to do this again. I love the I love the idea of us all sharing, because we are speaking the same language. We're just doing it differently. And in particular, when it comes to video production locally, we all have something to learn from one another, even if it's who's your editor. I need that editor, or how the hell did you make that cube out of lights? Like that's the type of thing we can all be playing nice in the sandbox with one another. So good job, guys. Good job.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'll say one more time.
Super dope,
Thanks.
dope initiative. Dope initiative.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm glad you liked it. I'm going to say one more time. Thank you, Lynne Hanson. Thank you, Drae. Thank you, LeFloFranco. Thank you, Andrew Cassara. Thank you, Charles from Valois. We will hopefully do this one more time. Big special thanks to Ian, our tech guru in the background. Let's give it on up for him. He did a fantastic job making us all Brady Bunchy and wonderful. And hopefully we'll do it again another time. Great job.